To the top issue, Cornerstone. They're selling well in the record store. The local band with the new attitude, the new haircuts. They're outselling everything else in the local store too. Plus there's a New Zealand tour that could be possible, and they're looking at a prospect of possibly being invited to Sweetwaters. They're doing very well, but can you make it from down here in Invercargill as a band? The last band to do so were Pretty Wicked Head and the Desperate Men. They were signed up, they toured overseas. Can Cornerstone do the same? In studio, we've got our special guests who know all about that from Pretty Wicked Head and the Desperate Men. It's Shaun Kirkpatrick himself. Good evening, Shaun.
Howdy.
And Kenny Frisbee, who's a support model for the band. Good eveningKenny.
Good evening, Jerry.
Kenny, you're not even musically involved with Cornerstone, but you saw them, you heard them, you went along. What grabbed them about this band?
Well, the songs simply amazing, and also Leon's vocals. His voice is definitely of international standard. It's just like, it's on a whole different level than anything I've heard from him.
Well, you're hearing everything in that record store. You've got all the latest stuff from overseas, fancy studio
exactly.
stuff.
And Leon's stuff, or Cornerstone stuff, stands up against any of it easily.
Okay, that's an amazing comment. Now, Shaun, you'd be someone, what would you be looking for in a band that is as highly rated as what Kenny's saying?
Well, everybody's got their own opinions. That's the nature of the music industry. Anybody can do anything they want to if they want to. If they want to.
So commitment is a big thing. You'll be looking for that?
100%. You've got to be good.
Yeah.
And you've got to be wanting to be better.
Right. We're going to be interviewing the band very shortly and looking at some of their music. What should we be looking for in their music?
Uniqueness.
Yep.
It's got to be different, but it's sort of got to be the same as well. It's a funny old game.
Interesting comments there from Shaun Kirkpatrick. Let's now look and have a look at Cornerstone performing at Saints and Sinners, and also the interview afterwards. Here's Cornerstone.
Are basically melodies, written on the acoustic guitar, and we've just transformed them into an electric sound with drums and bass. And they still have a lot of energy, but it's channeled in a different form than bands like Vern and like heavier bands, local bands that you see in town.
Yeah. And it's been a change for you too, Robbie?
Oh, complete turnaround, Jerry. Yeah, complete turnaround.
Tell us about that.
I don't know, life's got to change, and I thought, well, I'll go for it, cut my hair off and, go the whole hog, and yeah.
And playing the bass with this type of more melodic, more kind of meaningful type of music, what difference that made for your bass playing?
Well, it's like a big picture really, you've got to fill in the gaps and colour it all in and make it sound good. Complement the vocals and all the rest of that. Yeah.
And is that different from what you've done in the past? How is that different?
Completely. I'm used to following the rhythm guitar and stuff like that, which is pretty straightforward, but now it's all changed. Yeah.
And for you, Leon, on the drums, what's the difference? What difference has this meant to you, this band you're playing with?
Well, to me, when I was younger, I was more into playing like lots of stuff and blowing my balloon up and being a big sort of a show-off, like sort of the typical young musician does, And this band's like, for me, I'm trying to sort of make the music sound better, and trying to get the overall sound of everything to stand out, not just me or just it's not about one thing, it's more about the music and that, and I'm enjoying it just because it's simple, and I've pretty much got free range. I can do what I want,
What was that moment like when you first played together?
Absolutely, magic. Yeah, it all came together real good.
I was too busy singing and concentrating on singing and playing to really take much notice. No, I'm kidding. No, it was good. Yeah, it was good.
Leon, what's the most important thing for you about your music?
Well, I put a lot of time into the music, lots of energy, and it's really pleasing when people can empathise with what I'm singing about, and when you connect with your audience, it's just a good buzz.
Robbie, for you?
Just to try and make people get a feeling, so their ears sort of stand up on edge, and they'll never forget the music, because they get a good feeling of it.
And for you, Leon?
I think memories that people can can hear the music and be reminded of good things, good times, and you know, fun that they've had, or maybe, you know, some hard times and that, but you know, and that sort of thing.
Leon, goals for the band?
Well, the CD's out. That's one. We made one. We did it in this room, by the way. We recorded it in this very room we're sitting in, and just on 4-track. And the next step is a few gigs, then New Zealand tour in January. Sweetwater's we've applied for, so we'll find out in November whether we get that or not. And more long term, hopefully recording an album in a good studio, so we can get a production that really shows people what we really sound like.
There we have Cornerstone, Leon Wilkes and McClure, and Robbie Carroll, Shaun Kirkpatrick.
Yep.
From that snippet, what do you reckon?
Not too bad.
Not too bad. What impressed you? What grabs you?
The drummer. Only because I know him. But no, I think they're all right. They're all right. But there's lots and lots of good bands. Are they good enough?
Is there anything in that interview, for instance, about the attitude? What can you pick up there?
Well, it's hard to really. You're looking at something where you've got musicians that have got an idea and they're going to have a go, but there's more to music than playing music, especially in the rock and roll part of it.
Would you accept that too, Kenny Frisbee?
I'd accept that, yeah, indeed. I don't. It's probably not to be compared with rock and roll, I guess. I don't know. There's a huge difference between all the, like Leon said in the interview, all the heavy metal bands or hard rock bands that are playing around town. This is a whole different style of music. It's commercial, radio friendly. It's the whole market is, you know, it's put to. It's not just a confined, say, age group from 16 to 20 or something. It appeals to everyone from 15 to 50.
Is what you're noticing in the record store? People coming in?
Definitely, yeah. Probably even as young as 10. There's been a few young ones, you know. Saw the material style.
Shaun, they sounds like they've got commitment and they've got a wide appeal.
I think they might.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of bands with that same attitude.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bands out there.
What does a band need then?
A band needs to be clever. It also got to have a lot of luck. There's something like 50,000 bands in Greater Los Angeles, and they're all aspiring to be number one. And New Zealand's got a small population. And the logistics of actually playing in this country and competing with everybody else in this country, it's quite a daunting prospect actually, and hey, it's an adventure. Go hard.
Let's have more discussion on that. Shaun Kirkpatrick and Kenny Frisbee with us on Cornerstone. We'll be back after the break to find out just what you have to do to make it in that tight music industry. Well, we're back with our discussion on Cornerstone, the local band that sold 100 copies in 2.5 weeks. It's been out, it's making a big splash. Back with Shaun Kirkpatrick though, and he has reservations. There are lots of people who've got the talent. Now this band, Cornerstone, Shaun, are going on the road. You've been on the road. What do they need to do to survive that lifestyle?
Eat properly, behave themselves, and put 100% into the gig, to the night, to the playing. Yeah.
Are there distractions from them putting in the 100%? What sort of things?
Well, yeah, homesickness, fatigue, self-abuse, just working. You know, you go all day just to play all night, but all day, what do? It's a bit maddening sometimes.
Kenny, you're going on the road with them, I understand, as a bit of a help, support. I mean, have these guys, in your estimation, got the character and the personality to handle that downtime?
Oh, definitely. I don't think there'll be too many problems at all. They've definitely shown the commitment. They know that they're not going to make money from the tour, and in fact probably even may lose money and be working off a debt, you know, for a few weeks or months when they get back. But no, definitely like the idea. I think they can do it.
Okay, now how do they perform well and make an impact in this tour, Shaun?
Just by playing hard and making friends. Yeah, they are your friends, the audience. And sometimes you forget that. You alienate yourself from them, but they're all your buddies. Getting into it. Yeah.
What was the key to your success of creating that while you were on the road?
Because I think I'm quite a good-natured young man, and I do enjoy being out and having fun.
So that created a good impact. Yeah, have these guys got the maturity? They're fairly young?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we're hearing continuously, Shaun, that everyone's got music. These guys, have they got the special sort of music that can capture an audience?
From what I've heard, yes. But They got to keep that up. They've got to continually write and continually play.
Now, you were signed. How can these guys get signed?
They just, well, that's where you come in, isn't it?
How are you going to sign them up, Kenny?
The music's going to sign itself. It stands up on its own. You don't really need to sell the band. As soon as someone puts the CD on and listens to it, they go, yeah, I like that. That's great music.
There's a lot of musicians out there, and I hear what you're saying, but have they got the what's the word, the power to persuade an executive? And how many other acts, and how much money have the people got?
That's where I come in for the persuasion.
You're on.
That's that's so.
So that's the key thing. You can get us signed up to a bum deal.
You can.
What's
It's happening every day as we speak. There must be 20 artists in this country wishing they hadn't done it. Yeah.
So what will be a sign of success, Shaun, as far as you're concerned with this
A
band?
sign of success is continuance. The longer they go, it just happens. The longer you play and the longer you are playing, the better you get.
And that's going to test them in all sorts of ways?
Yeah, personally, hey, emotionally, financially, in a big way. Yeah.
Kenny, your last reaction about their commitment and this adventure that you're embarking on. Final comment.
Cornerstone's going to make it.
Simple as that?
Yep.
Thank you very much, Kenny Frisbee and Shaun Kirkpatrick. And there's the Cornerstone, the band we've been talking about. We'll give you a chance to win the CD a wee bit later on. What are your thoughts if you've heard them? Get a chance to hear them if you haven't. Coming up next, we track down that great mystery, how Santa makes all those toys.